because
Probably these trees here.
I
Yeah.
might have been down at the girls' gym.
Talking about Joe?
Yeah, Joe, because that's where they hung out a lot. There are eucalyptus trees there, and on the north side of the property behind the tennis courts. That's probably what he's talking about.
Oh, is that where City Hall is? Or yeah.
And all of that kind of stuff. But being a sports editor, January 25th, 1952, I became a sports editor at Breeze. And the AP would send us out news features with maps, showing for pictures, you know, they would take the mat and put it in lead, put it in the paper and stuff. One of the first couple of weeks I was at the Breeze, I started using these news features. And the first one was Little League Williamsport, which was still, you know, just early stages. And I liked the story, and I said, I'm going to dedicate my work to you. This is a good place to start. So I wrote a column about it and things like that. And then we had a guy who was a superintendent of schools at Hermosa Beach, Rodney K. Peterson, who was also the recreation director for the city. He had double jobs. And he says to his secretary, find out how to get in touch with Little League in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. I'm going to get a chart before Henry Burke's gang has a chance to bring Little League into Hermosa the old-fashioned way. So he immediately got a charter, and Hermosa's had that charter ever since 1952. They were the first team. And I publicized all of their games and everything that year, and then the following year, they were popped up all over the place. South Redondo. I almost brought the scorebook from the first Little League game, first season, South Redondo, and we're going away from Redondo High School a little bit right now. But we had a guy who was in my class of 47, who was a marketer, and he had gotten a job while in high school at a penny store in Hermosa Avenue, right across from where you guys used to be, on the corner. And he would try on shoes for the ladies. And man, that matured him like crazy, you know, plus the old dames and everything like that. And he belonged to the Rotary Club, and he then later got a job at the Empire Food Center. And then later in life got into the grocery business and became a vice president for Albertson's grocery chain. And then he moved to Idaho where their headquarters are and everything like that. And so anyway, that's but anyway, so many interesting stories. And then he went to a Rotary Club meeting, and they said, Marv, we want you to be our youth chairman. Okay, you know, and he was saying, if you're a member of an organization, whatever they want you to do, you do it. So then he went to a Little League meeting, the start of South Redondo Little League, and walked out of there as the president. There he's about 19 or 20 years old, and he's the first president in the history of South Redondo Little League. So anyway, I wrote about him and things like that. Then he left the area to go to Idaho, and he had two sons, and one of them was the starting quarterback for Oklahoma University. So anyway, you never know what's going to happen to these guys.
Where was the first South Redondo Little League? Where?
right where City Hall is.
Oh, okay, so they played on the old high school field.
The old high school field, the girls' gym field.
Okay, so by then the high school had moved up to.
Yeah, they had moved up. They bought the school property up there from Michael Sullivan Dairy. Used to be down in that hole,
Ah,
and so they acquired that through eminent domain and things like that. And then they kept the old gym for the girls
gotcha.
until they had a fire in there, and then they were ready to sell that off to the city for $50,000. They could have also bought where the shopping center is over there, that whole block, for 50 grand. And they thought it was too much. But anyway, then once again, Logan Cotton came to the rescue, and he was, his son-in-law was Guard Johnson. And Guard Johnson was in the same Rotary Club with Marv Robinson. And so they're finagling where they're going to get a field and everything like that. And so they even thought about Veterans Park, different things like that, but you know, it really didn't fit. So finally Logan Cotton went to the city council and says, you've got that field back there, you don't need it anymore, we want to build a field there temporarily at least. So that's how the first field was at, right there, behind the girls' gym.
How did he get the name Memorial Field? How did that come about?
Well, that once again, when the World War II, a lot of people were naming things memorial. It's like Veterans Memorial Park, and then they had to have one from Redondo High School because a number of kids were lost from Redondo High School in World War II, and that's how they got the name Memorial Field. Then you see, the thing is, it was just the same time when that was developed for softball and whatever was there. There's a connection everywhere in here. What goes on.
When you played, when you were in high school in 1947, whatever, they weren't quite playing up on that field yet.
No,
They were playing either
we were playing on the lower field.
on the lower field.
Yeah, and right down on the next to the track. It was a lot different then. On the southwest corner, home plate of that athletic field, and then Irina, that stopped right there at Benson Street, continued around and went up. And then when the school district got that, there was a piece of farmland. And somebody would come in and grow things with it there. And then when the city said the school district needed that for the girls' fields, then they took the street with them, Irina. But basically, you parked right on Irina, right next to those eucalyptus trees and where the home plate was.
Okay.
And that's where I went to a couple of games with my dad. I was a little kid when Ted Williams and Duke Snyder played there. So Duke Snyder played for Compton High School. Ted Williams played for San Diego Hoover, and they were Compton. San Diego Hoover, Long Beach Wilson, Venice, Santa Monica, Redondo, Inglewood. That was the Bay League.
It's funny that it included San Diego.
Huh?
It's funny that it included San Diego, huh?
Went all the way down to I don't know why they did it. They didn't have enough teams in San Diego, so they played them like San Diego. I may have played in Pomona and things like that, big traveling and things like that. But I, in all of the record books, it shows that, you know.
You can imagine what a road trip that would be back then, without
Oh,
the
yeah.
freeways
And the cars they had.
yeah.
Tell him about the story that you told me about Ted Williams' shift.
Oh. Yes, I just food. Wolf and I became great friends because he got me to be